Hello, my name is Jennifer Ashby. I'm the CEO and founder of the Fit Devil Company in Panama City Beach, Florida. We are an enterprise devoted to health and wellness. I am shooting this video today due to a conversation that I had with a client this week that I feel is very important, and I think that you need to know more about me and what I do and how I've become the Fit Devil and have the enterprise that I have. This particular client is a weight loss patient, as well as we're doing some personal training with her, and does not like to look in the mirrors at herself at all. This is a typical day for me, and what I do is dealing with women that have self-image issues. So we're standing in front of a mirror, and I'm working on her posture. She doesn't want to look in the mirror, and she keeps looking away, and she wants to look the other way. And, you know, I can tell by her body language that she's not comfortable with me at all. And this is the first time that I've worked with her. So we go back into my office, and she goes, "Jennifer, I'm not relatable to you at all. I don't feel like I have a connection with you. I have a weight problem. I've had a mastectomy, and I don't like looking in the mirrors. And when I look at you beside me in the mirror, you're this tiny, petite, fit woman, and I am not. And I just don't feel like there's a connection or work that you and I could do together. I just don't feel like we're going to connect and work well." And I said, "Well, let me tell you a little bit about me and what I've been through so that maybe you understand why. No, I have never had a weight problem. The most I've ever weighed in my life was 130 pounds, and that was at pregnancy. I've always been a small, praying person. But the things that I have, that I've dealt with in my life, you can't see, and I've hidden very well. So when you have a weight problem, yours is very visible to everyone, where my issues are not." So I started to tell her about my childhood, and as a young child, being abused by my grandfather and my father as a young child. At the age of 8 is as far back as I remember. I think a lot of it I've shut out. Through therapy, we've been able to bring a lot of it out, thank the Lord. But I started sharing her those things. And I started telling her about running away from home and being hungry and hiding because I didn't want to have to go back to stay with my father. And how my parents thought I was missing, and they couldn't find me for almost a year and a half. I had hidden with a friend. So I had met a man, and we started hanging out, and I got pregnant. I got pregnant on purpose so that I wouldn't have to go back home. I was 16. And through that, we got married. We had 3 beautiful children, and a marriage that lasted 14 years. Of course, the circumstances in which we got married through were not the traditional, I meet you, you meet me, we fall in love, we're compatible, we share our dreams, we desire a home and family together, I'm proposed to, I get married, we have this great life. That was not me. At the age of 14, a senior in high school raped me, someone that I knew. So the relationships that I've had with men in my life have not been positive at all. But I still managed to be married. I married again, and when I did, I married a man that decided to physically abuse me several times. That marriage lasted me 4 months. I left our home, and he coaxed me 6 months later to please come back. When I did, a week later, he abused me again. And it was to the point that I couldn't walk, hurt my neck, and I had to file a restraining order against him. So going through all of that, I met someone else, and in meeting that person, it was kind of like a rebound, I guess you would say, but I felt safe in this man's arms. He was a lot bigger person, and he was able to make me feel, I guess, like I finally needed to feel as a woman, but it wasn't right. And then once we got together and he just asked me to marry him, he began to verbally abuse me. And so I've never known what it was like to have someone truly love me or hold me or make me feel important. So when you look at me and you see a pretty woman that looks like she has it together and she has muscles and she's fit, it doesn't mean that she's got all that, because this woman desires to be able to be a wife and have a long-term partner, mate, soulmate, lover, best friend in my life that I don't have. So when you come into my facility and you see me and you don't feel like I get it, I kind of am jealous of you because you have what I want. You have a man that loves you whether you're heavy or skinny, that desires you no matter what you look like, no matter whether you've had cancer or you're missing a limb. He loves you for who you are inside. I don't have that. So the purpose of my video today was to tell you about me and what I've been through, so that when you look at me, you see the real person. You see a woman inside that's hurt too. But mine are not a physical, visual hurt. Mine is an interior hurt. 6 years ago, I filed divorce from my husband. And two main reasons why I divorced him. Number one was because of the verbal abuse, and he was cheating on me. And the third one was my daughter's in the military, my oldest daughter, and she is pregnant. And because she is a single parent and she's in another state, the Navy wanted her to have family close to a military base. So when she got ready to have my grandson, she could still work, but she would have family close by. Well, I was that person. You know, in Panama City Beach, we have a naval base here. And even though my marriage was in turmoil, I was scared to death to go in and tell my husband that my daughter needed to come live with us for 6 weeks so we could have my grandchild. And then she would go, and I thought about all the ways that I could tell him that my daughter needed to come live with us because I was scared to death to tell him. But I couldn't say no to my child. So I sat down beside him and I told him what was going on, and he sat up and looked at me and he goes, "Your daughter can't come to live with us, and I'm not raising her bastard son." So I asked him to leave, and a week later he was gone. So my daughter and I had to find a place to live. We couldn't afford where we were. We moved in with a friend of mine that had 2 extra rooms, and in a whole different area. And I had a 3,500 square foot home. We made well into $100,000 a year. My husband and I, we had a very nice life. All of a sudden, I'm broke and I don't have a home. But I have my daughter and I'm going to take care of her. And I look at my children and I'm so thankful that they did not have to go through what I have. So I have this huge wall of protection around them. Like when they would come see me and they would leave, I would make them call me. Like, "Where are you? Are you home yet?" Because I was so afraid that someone would try to hurt them the way that I was hurt. But I'm so blessed and thankful that they've never had to go through that. You know, I don't have to worry about my girls because they're all in their 20s. They're all married and have children of their own. And I'm so thankful that they didn't have to do that. But anyway, we had my grandchild. And she left. And when she left, I was all alone. And I didn't know what to do, how I was going to handle my life. Of course, I had my business. And one day I'm with a client who had started seeing a lady whom I absolutely adored. I'm going to say her name on camera, Brandy Heyman. She's a professional counselor here in Panama City. And one of my clients, her and her husband were having some issues and they were going to see her. So during our training sessions, we do a lot of talking about our lives, and we do a lot of behavioral sessions, accountability sessions, and we talk through our things that are going on in our life, and we find creative solutions on how to handle things, and we take things week by week. So she said something, and I made a comment about, well, what has happened to me was not my fault. It was the men in my life's fault. That's their issues, not mine. And I don't have to deal with it. I'm moving on with my life. And she said, "Jen, I don't think you should be saying those things. You need to see professional counseling and deal with what you've been through because you've had 3 unsuccessful marriages. You picked the wrong people, and you have a pattern of abuse in your life." So I wasn't open to it, but I made the appointment and I went kicking and screaming. It was 10 minutes late and I walked in and I didn't want to be there. But I go in, and when I do, I sit down and all of a sudden I just cry. I start these tears, and I cried for 3 days. I had no idea I had all this stuff inside of me that needed to come out. So I'm just letting it all come out. And my clients actually went through my counseling with me, which is amazing in that I've shared my life with them as they're sharing their life with me. So they've watched me grow and progress. And the women and men that I have in my facility, they have been with me for years. Years. Because every day is a new challenge. We always have something we have to face, something we have to deal with, a hump we have to get over, a hiccup or something in our lives, and we work through those. And because of that, I have built the business that I have up today. But I have spent 4 years going through therapy that I would think we got over one hump, and all of a sudden something else would come out that we would have to deal with. And it's like, wow, I had no idea as a 40, I'm almost 47, so 43, that I had so much crap from 8 years to 43 built up in my body that I needed to deal with. So I'm saying to you today, if you haven't dealt with it, you need to deal with it. It has made me a better person. I have a thriving, fantastic business today. I could be dead. I've had a stroke. I had cancer when I was 26. I've had it 3 different times. I've had major surgeries. I was finally given a clean bill of health at 33. I mean, I could be a drug addict, a drunk. I could be so many different things due to the circumstances in my life, but I am not. I just feel like that's not why I went through what I've gone through, that I have a purpose-driven life, and there's a reason why. And I want to tell my story so that you can relate to me and understand when you walk in that all because I'm fit and I take really good care of myself, I take really good care of myself because I'm alive. And you're supposed to take really good care of your body. You're supposed to treat it like, it's your temple. You only have one body. And if you don't treat it right, then you're going to reap the repercussions from it. So I want you to understand that through taking good care of yourself, mentally, nutritionally, and physically, you can be the person that you need to be. And no matter what you have been through, I've been called the fit devil or the devil because I get it. When you walk into my facility and you are telling me your stories, you have no idea how much I get it, because there's probably not a whole lot I haven't been through. When I've been hungry, I've run away from home 5 times. I've gone without food or water for 3 days. Just to try to stay out of abuse. Whenever I could go on and on and on of what I've been through. But yet I sit here today in a home that's almost paid for, in a car that's almost paid for, and I'm not bragging. I have a beautiful business, but I love sharing my story and helping you because I don't want you to end up on the other side. I want you to end up where I'm at or better. And that's why I'm sharing my life with you today.